Hey guys, Marstingan here, bringing you another Dragon Ball Z Dokkan battle video. And so as the anniversary draws to a close, I guess technically, I think it's like tomorrow Kale comes out. And I think tomorrow is technically the last day of the anniversary as well. Maybe Saturday, because there's still a couple of login bonus like tickets to get. I'm not really too sure. It's a bit of a weird one with the pacing at the very end, I guess. But I wanted to do a final video here to showcase the anniversary headliner LRs, the GT Duo and the Buu Duo, with their spirit bombs if we can get them into the video. Of course, the main reason for sort of re-showing them off here at the end of the anniversary, I got both of mine to two dupes. I obviously have them full level 10 links, but we now have the anniversary special equips. So they get 9 extra crit in additional, 4 from the silver to both, and then 5 from the gold to both, and then a level 8 defense orb as well. So that puts my GT Duo at 15 additional and 20, is that 6 crit? And then the Buu Duo are built similarly so that they have 17 additional and 24 crit. So you do want a mix of both, but you want as much crit as you can get, because you really obviously want those spirit bombs to crit. And we are running them here on the physical God Goku team so that they both get the full 200% leader skill. I'm running the Cell event just because it's one of the few that is like potentially long enough for us to actually be able to get to see all of their abilities. And even then we still might not be able to, right? Because this team of course is very, very powerful. And yeah, we'll just see how we get on. So God Goku straight away not dodging a super attack. You love to see it. We did get the guard at least. And then, yeah, obviously when it comes to the GT Duo and the Buu Duo, they build up parts of their passive by performing super attacks. The GT Duo build up damage reduction and the Buu Duo build up crit chance. The reason why you still want to give the Buu Duo full crit is obviously you want the Spirit Bomb to crit. Once you stand by into that base form Vegeta, he has a different passive to the Super Saiyan 3 Goku and Super Saiyan 2 Vegeta. So all of that crit that they've built up in their passive, he doesn't have that. So that's why you want to still give them crit. I mean, even a decent amount of additional, right? Both of these units have ways to additional built into their kit. So, you know, their additionals are likely to trigger from the hidden potential anyway, because the more attacks a unit does in a turn, the more chances they have to trigger their hidden potential. So you don't need a lot of additional from them. You can see we didn't get enough key to get the guaranteed third attack from the GT Duo, but they did one anyway. Now, it was only a normal attack, unfortunately, but that still does work nicely in our favor. So I'm going to go ahead and do this. Then we can grab these for you guys, and then we can get the AGL orbs for Goku. I bought the Kai Goku on the team as well. I actually put him originally on as a placeholder to maybe change for another support unit, but left him on the team. Unfortunately, I mean, I guess Kid Gohan can be run on this team as well, right? God Goku stocks keep going up, right? All 4 of the headliner units from the anniversary, the 2 Dokkan Fest LRs and the 2 Carnival LRs, can all be run on this God Goku's team, because obviously he leads Pure Saiyans and Hybrid Saiyans, and then has Power of Wishes and Exploding Rage as his extra 30%. So his team is, of course, very, very good, right? So the Buu Duo, turn 1, 9.8 million on their 18 key super. And remember, again, mine have 2 dupes, right? So this is not them Rainbow. Now, the extra 2 don't make a huge difference. Obviously, the difference between 90% and Rainbow isn't really that much either. But 2 dupes, I think, is one of the ideal spots to end up. Like, if you pull a new character 3 times on their first banner, so you have them at 79%, you get their bottom right and their top left open so you can have all of their abilities. I feel like that is like the perfect place for you to stop, right? So I think what I'm going to do here, because God Goku doesn't have to take any hits, I'm not going to give him pretty much any orbs here, right? And then that gives us the ability to optimize everybody else on this turn, right? We get 7 orbs for Kid Goku, we get 24 key for the GT Duo. They're going to get hit a whole bunch of times on this turn, so that builds up their standby ability. So this works out perfectly. Plus it means Goku doesn't pop off and get like 3 super attacks or something, because obviously getting 6 orbs gives him the guard and a guaranteed additional super. So this way we give our anniversary units a bit more time to power up. Because, yeah, I mean, when it comes to the longer events, there aren't really that many in the game that can kind of stand up to the power that teams like this are now able to put out, right? Like, the tough events now, when you think about singular bosses, is like the Sin stage, Ice and Nova. Ice is only really annoying because of the locking. Metal Cooler Core, Broly. They're not like super long events, so you don't get a huge amount of time to build up. And you can see there, like, these guys have super attacked, what, 3 times? So they have 30% damage reduction from their passive, an extra 8% from Kid Goku, and then they take double-digit damage from the super. Because they raise defense on each of their supers as well. So, actually, wait, did they super twice or 3 times this turn? Because each super they're raising defense, they're building up their damage reduction, so very strong defensively. Obviously, the one downside is people do like to feel badly about the Buu Duo because, you know, they build up crit and they don't have damage reduction, they don't have guard, right? So getting hit by a big super attack is still going to potentially do a lot of damage to them. However, they do infinitely stack their defense. So what are they up to now? They're up to 440. I think we'll put them in slot 1. Now, when they're in slot 1, remember, for these anniversary LRs, slot 2 or 3, they get extra attack once you lock them in, right? But slot 1, they get extra defense. So these guys, especially with type advantage, more than capable in slot 1 here. So go ahead and do this. I don't think we're going to get to Goku at the end being able to attack, but that's fine. So Cell going to heal. Normal attack will do double-digit damage, and then we get a chance to attack. We probably only will get this one super, although I guess they are doing less attack, right, in slot 1, so 6.4. You can see the difference between the first turn, where they're in slot 2, and did almost 10 million. But then we get the crit. Look, that KO screen is just beautiful as well. I love Super Saiyan 3 and Super Saiyan 2 as forms, so this headline LR always was a hype pick for me. Very cool. The Kai Goku has not had any build-up, but he does survive KO attacks, right? So the worst case scenario, he gets hit with a... I guess actually the worst case scenario is he gets hit by a super as the first attack, which then puts him on 1 HP, and then the normal attack after that kills him. But we're going to have some faith in Kai Goku here in slot 3. We're obviously putting some faith in God Goku in slot 1. We did get the 6 orbs. Is he actually going to... Okay, whew. The dodge cut-in came up later than I expected. I thought he was going to not dodge the super again. But God Goku still coming in clutch. He, like I said, his stock's always on the rise, proving to be a great asset. Obviously, unfortunately, he has only been available once on both versions of the game. He should return for Global in October on the Halloween Dokkan Fest. They normally do a random like Dokkan Fest banner that doesn't have any new units on it, but it has a few Dokkan Fest exclusives, and last year was the first time Majin Vegeta returned. I think the banner had like 1 discounted multi for 40 stones instead of 50. And funnily enough, I did that 40 stone multi and pulled a dupe for Majin Vegeta, so I wouldn't necessarily recommend summoning on that banner. We'll see what it looks like when it comes out, and obviously I'll make a video about it, but God Goku will be available with red coins at that point, and he absolutely is a unit worth picking up with red coins, right? Like, all three of the Pure Saiyan anniversary LRs get his full 200% leader skill. He's a unit that can hold down slot 1, because even if you're not dodging, he can guard, and as you get through the event, he's infinitely stacking his defense. He has a very powerful active skill that gives him guaranteed crits. He's just an excellent unit, right? So if you did manage to get him during Saiyan Day, you're definitely in a good place. And of course, you know, depending on what the worldwide units are going to be, very likely that at least one of them is going to be a Pure Saiyan or a Hybrid Saiyan. So it'll just be yet another team that, you know, another unit that will bolster his team, right? So how much is AGL Goku going to take from this, considering his lack of build-up? 138. That's actually not too bad, considering my Kai Goku is 55%. What are these guys up to now? 567. I feel like if we lock them in here in slot 1, they can do some pretty good tanking, even if he does super, because this gives them an opportunity to get some more stacks, which we love to see. So let's go ahead and do this. Because he's not attacking in slot 1, so we don't have to risk them getting supered before they attack. Because now that they've attacked, not only are they getting that attack buff, but they get all the stacks from their defense as well. So they have, what, close to 1 million defense, if not over, after they super attack here. We didn't get the additional from the passive, but we get the second one. Obviously, if you get to a certain amount of key, you have a chance to additional. If you get to 24, you get a guaranteed additional. Well, you get a guaranteed additional attack, but it's a chance to be a super, and then 24 is a guaranteed super, and then there's the hidden potential as well. So even though we are leaning more towards crit in the build, we still get the hidden potential additional with a crit. Look at that, GG. So good stacks for the Buu Duo. Should we go ahead here? We could pull the trigger on the active skill for, or I should say the standby for Goku and Vegeta. Because the physical phase is pretty annoying. We're obviously going to rely on God Goku to get the dodge. We do have 6 orbs to get for him. So let's go ahead and do this. Give God Goku a nice 80% attack buff here. And then, yeah, the whole rotation is protected from dying. If we do die, we drop the Spirit Bomb, which, considering this Cell is a physical unit, we probably kill him. Because remember, the GT Duo are infinitely stacking attack instead of defense. So the more supers they get, the more they stack their attack, the more powerful the Spirit Bomb is when we eventually go to drop it, right? So let's see what Vegeta's looking like on this turn. So he's got 194k. Now remember, obviously, Vegeta always has kind of lower defense than the other units around him because it's kind of part of his design, like sort of like the AGL Future Gohan, where it's almost like he's intended to die, right? So you can then drop the Spirit Bomb, because you don't want to get into a situation, sometimes it's good for him to not die, but you don't want to get into a situation where you really want him to die and then he doesn't. So, God Goku not dodging the super, bruh. But we got the guard, so he didn't take a lot of damage, so it's fine. And then 8.4. His attack drops a little bit after his intro buff runs out, but of course the extra boost from the GT Vegeta makes it so he still hits very hard on this turn, considering he's lost that intro buff. Very good turn for God Goku. And then, what is GT Vegeta going to give us here, attack stat-wise? Oh no, don't worry. Goku's not done, apparently. So he's now up to almost 9 mil without his intro buff. So again, strong unit. My God Goku is 90%. I think the friend is Rainbow. Which one was this on this turn? I didn't see. But Vegeta, 12.4. I mean, for a unit who's essentially just there to, to support and then die and drop the Spirit Bomb, that's pretty good, right? So I guess now we will have to... I'm going to have to go into the standby with you basically straight away, right? Because otherwise we are not going to even have a chance of getting the Buu Saga Spirit Bomb in here. So I guess we'll probably only get to charge this until the next rotation, because I feel like if it goes any longer than that, we'll just kill him before we get to this point. Especially if GT Vegeta ends up dying next turn and we drop the GT Spirit Bomb. That could just be the end of the fight anyway. So we're going to have to try and get as many orbs as we can here to ensure that we get the Buu Saga Spirit Bomb. I mean, the Buu Saga one, this is where, again, events like this is where we are really hoping we get the crit, right? Because not getting the crit here, well, I say here, when we eventually drop the Spirit Bomb, not getting the crit with the Spirit Bomb against a STR enemy means it's always going to do considerably less damage, regardless of how well we've stacked up at that point. I've got too many rainbow orbs. Is there a way I can get 6 orbs if I do this? I don't want to put him in front of more attacks if I can't get 6 orbs, though. That's the problem. So I think what we'll do is we'll just have to go for this. I won't drop the Spirit Bomb with Goku, because I don't know if that's... It doesn't give anyone else any buffs or anything, so... And it gives him guaranteed crits. And ideally, I don't want to kill Cell too quickly on this turn, right? So worst case scenario here is God Goku gets supered because he doesn't have guard and he doesn't dodge. So hopefully he doesn't do that. Ideally, we want Cell to super attack Vegeta or Goku at the end. But the fact that he hasn't supered yet is a little bit disappointing. 3.8 for God Goku. This is what happens when God Goku doesn't have his intro buff, doesn't have any support, doesn't have like the Super Saiyan Link or anything like that. Okay, whew, he did dodge and it was a normal, so Kai Goku at the end should be fine. He's got type advantage. He's not super built up at this point, but as long as the first attack isn't a super, he's going to get a bit more build up anyway. So take some hits here. 30k, 26, 27. Alright, so I don't think we got enough. We didn't get enough to get his final buff, did we? Now, this will be a good rotation because Kid Goku basically makes it so that... GT Vegeta basically makes it so we can't die here, right? So we can do this, and then we can get some orbs with GT Vegeta, and then we can get our 7 orbs with Kid Goku. Oh, we can get 12. Let's go. Charge that Spirit Bomb. Fully charged. I'm not going to hit the nodes on the Dokkan attack, because again, I don't want to kill Cell without it being from either of the Spirit Bombs if possible. So I'm going to go ahead and not do this. And then basically there are 2 potential liabilities here, which is my Path to Power Kid Goku, who whilst he is a fantastic unit, mine is only 55%, so he will not tank a super from this STR Cell. And then obviously GT Vegeta is a defensive liability on this turn as well. But if either of them do die, then it's GT Spirit Bomb time. So, which is kind of what we want, right? The ideal here would be dropping the GT Spirit Bomb, which almost kills him, and then on the next turn, boom, Buu Saga Spirit Bomb. So we'll see how this plays out. But I'd like to think this is a pretty good showcase for how ridiculously good these units are. There's the crit again from Vegeta, 200k. Well, he hasn't supered yet, so surely, is Kid Goku going to squeak by this turn, or is he actually going to get taken out here? I mean, he's being attacked a lot. Well, there's a dodge. Oh, and the normals do double digits. Is he? Okay, he is going to super. All right. So this should be Kid Goku dead. Even with a little bit of damage reduction, he's a 55% physical unit. So, and Cell does over 1 million damage. So, yeah, there's 623k. That's pretty good for physical 55% unit, all things considered, right? Because we grabbed a bunch of physical orbs, rainbow orbs with him. So he had his own damage reduction, as well as the 8% he gives to himself and everyone else with the 7 orbs. So here it is, GT Spirit Bomb time. Will this be the finish if it gets a crit? I'm hoping it's not, so we can still get the Buu Saga one, but let's see. This is it. Yeah! Chuck it. Let's see, what do we get? Do we get the crit on the Spirit Bomb? That's the important thing. We do. 24 million damage. So we didn't get the Buu Saga one in there because this is what you want to happen, right? We want the Spirit Bomb to crit, but we basically set up the perfect 1-2 punch, because if this Spirit Bomb didn't kill him, we would have just gone into the next turn, dropped the Buu Saga Spirit Bomb, and chances are, even if it didn't crit, his health would have been low enough from this one that he would have just died anyway. So there you go. That is the 7th anniversary LRs with their full special 8th anniversary battle skill orbs. Definitely very, very powerful units. I hope the anniversary was great for all of you guys watching. I hope you did manage to secure at least one copy of each of these units, because they are both definitely very good. A lot of fun to use. And yeah, I can't wait to see what kind of craziness the worldwide celebration is going to bring, because last year arguably the worldwide celebration units were better than the anniversary units. So if that happens again, the worldwide units are going to be something quite special. So let me know what you guys think. How was the anniversary for you? What do you think of the units? Let me know down below in the comment section. So that is going to be it for the video, guys. This has been the Masked Ningen. Smash that like button, subscribe to the channel if you are new. Check out the links down below for the Discord and the merch store, and I will see you all again soon. Have a good one.